Hello, a very warm welcome to our viewers on PBS in America and around the globe. President Biden has delivered a strident defence of the US evacuation mission from Afghanistan, labelling it an extraordinary success. The President struck a defiant tone in his televised address from the White House the day after America's 20-year presence in the country came to an end. He described the operation to fly more than 120,000 people out of Kabul in recent weeks as one of the biggest airlifts in history, and said the decision to leave now was on the unanimous recommendation of all his advisers.
We succeeded in what we set out to do in Afghanistan over a decade ago. Then we stayed for another decade. It was time to end this war. This is a new world. The terror threat has metastasized across the world, well beyond Afghanistan. We're left with a simple decision. Either follow through on the commitment made by the last administration and leave Afghanistan, or say we weren't leaving and commit another tens of thousands more troops going back to war. That was the choice, the real choice.
We'll get some more of President Biden's rationale for the withdrawal and the nature of it in a moment, but let's see the situation on the ground, because in Kabul the Taliban have been making the most of their first day in full control of Afghanistan, an enjoyable moment of victory according to its leaders, and their fighters have been showing off some of the equipment and the weapons left behind by US forces, pointing out at the same time they now control more of the country than they did 20 years ago. Our chief international correspondent Lise Doucette and cameraman Robbie Wright sent this report from Kabul.
American uniforms, American guns, but these are Taliban special forces. Badri Unit 313. They're in charge at Kabul airport.
Our message to the Americans is they should not have any plans to attack Muslims again. Our message to all Afghans is we're going to protect them.
Surreal to enter what was a US hub. Whiteboards from a moment in time, just days before Kabul fell, when US soldiers plotted an orderly pull-out. This is what they left behind. Hangars full of helicopters, even Black Hawks. All disabled, destroyed, so the Taliban can't use them. The best of American military hardware, the best of its generals, were part of its longest war. And now it has ended in the worst of ways, and it will live long in memory, here in Afghanistan, in America, and far beyond. Today, an airfield flooded with fighters. Their first urgent task, repairing the runways so commercial airlines can fly again.
As you can see, these infidels destroyed the entire airport. They haven't left any machinery in good repair. We had a team ready to fix this mess ever since we came to Kabul. Now that the Americans have left, we are ready to clean it up.
All flights have stopped, but Afghans still keep trying to get in, to find a way out of this country. Taliban guards turn them away. The last US military flight lifted off last night after days of chaos and casualties, and the skies exploded with Taliban celebration once the last US soldier, Major General Chris Donahue, was on his way home. Today, when we drive through the streets of Kabul, the city seems much the same, until we get to the banks. To the queues stretching all the way down the street. Most banks are shut, most don't have any money. Some people have stood here for days, wondering if they can withstand this for long.
I should build a future, I should study, so definitely if the situations are like that, you should stay for 1 week just to take 10,000 Afghani, $100 from a bank, so it's not possible to live here.
A country turned upside down and inside out. An old order suddenly ripped away. A new one suddenly started, in chaos and uncertainty. Lise Doucette, BBC News, Kabul.